Good afternoon, everybody. How are you? You all well, I hope. Today I have a very good selection of the Haworthia family that technically I have showed you one video that I'm going to post on this screen, the number of that video that previously was posted regarding this South African variety of succulent. I'm going to introduce 30 different variety of the most rare ones, starting from the first one, Haworthia caspidata. It's one of the very lavishing, greenish, beautiful succulent that it can be placed indoor and outdoor, and during the holiday is very beautiful plant to be displayed in a shallow pot and displayed inside of the house. The second one is called Haworthia fasciata. Fasciata has a tendency of getting different color during the cold or hot seasons, which, as you see, there are more reddish leaves appearing on the body of the plant. The third one is a plant of the torgida, is Haworthia torgida, which slightly the leaves are smaller and tinier than the first plant, which was caspidata. This one is Venusa. Venusa, known as Venusa tessellata, is one of the very rare and exotic variety of the Haworthia that also can be displayed very beautifully in the house, and they are very low maintenance and not much of the water. This one is Haworthia cibiformis, variety of obtusa. It's a kind of delicate variety of the Haworthia. They do not handle too much water, they cannot take cold, they like to be dry during the winter time, and also if they are going to be in the house, they definitely need some sort of fresh air and air circulation and less water. Now we come to rainwalkie. This particular variety of Haworthia is not only turning variegated red, but also is a very masculine plant. It is very strong. It can handle very beautifully almost everywhere, inside or outside during the winter and summer. And also they are very beautiful display plant. You can always display in a nice ceramic pot during the holiday and place it inside of the house and enjoy the beauty of this plant. This particular one that most of the people usually call it zebra, there are sort of so many different variety of it, but this is one of the very rare one that is known as Haworthia tolista. Tolista kindiara is rare species, is very strong plant, is very good to be single out in a nice ceramic pot and also display in the house, and they are not need too much water, especially during the winter time. This particular one is the only three-dimensional plant of Haworthia family known as Haworthia viscosa from South Africa, and they are variegating to yellow and red color. They are generally very exotic plant. At the end of the video you will see most bigger one and nicer one that I have displayed in different type of the potting. This particular one is known as Haworthia rainworthy. This is very strong plant, same as the other variegated one, and it is called Haworthia rainworthy compacta. Means they are colony, they are very tight. As you see, is very strong, and they are not going to be damaged so easily. The only thing that you have to prevent, not put it in the direct sun during the hot summer. They are very gorgeous plant for indoor, kitchen area, or living room, and they do not need much of the water. If you like to get the best out of it, you can always do it in the very shallow ceramic pot. This particular one known as Haworthia coarctata. It is very green, very lavishing, gorgeous, a small compact plant that can be displayed in a nice ceramic pot for indoor or outside patio area. They do not need too much water, especially during the winter time. This particular one known as Haworthia bakakta. This is very strong, very powerful Haworthia that cannot be damaged so easily unless otherwise you mistreat it. Generally, if you water a little bit to this plant during the winter time and once every 2 to 3 weeks in the summer, soak it, this plant stays alive for a long period of time, and it can be propagated by cutting so easily. This particular variety, which is flat, known as Haworthia mutica. Haworthia mutica is a colony of a different pieces of the plant that they are compact together. They are very beautiful, they are very strong, but they are very sensitive to too much water. This particular variety known as Haworthia retusa. Haworthia retusa compacted means there are plenty of the plant grows next to each other. As you see, is very solid, but they are full of the water and mineral. They are not really enjoying too much water, especially during the winter time. And they are very variegated nicely, and they are absolutely very gorgeous succulent. This particular one is known as Haworthia pseudorigadi or pseudorigada. This particular plant of the Haworthia lately has been classified under of a different family known as Tortusa. Tortusa pseudorigada. This particular plant has a tendency of turning variegated to the red or yellow color. They are pretty strong plant. They are good for indoor display, but they cannot handle too much direct sun during the summertime. And you have to always water it, don't let it to get dry. So generally every 2 weeks is perfect. Another variety of the rainworthy. This rainworthy is a very strong plant, as I have said, and sometimes the variegation happens in the surrounding, and inside it stays green and gives the plant a very beautiful color and shape, and also does create some sort of exotic looking. So you can always use this plant for a very beautiful display for coffee table, dining table, or in the living room or entry area, as long as you make sure do not water it too much during the winter time. I am going to show you one that I have displayed at the end of the video that I have displayed in the bonsai pot. This next one is known as Haworthia hybrid Latagania floribunda. It's very gorgeous greenish color Haworthia that also is very good for display in the house, kitchen area, coffee table. They are very strong, they are very receptive to drought as long as they are in the shade. So during the summertime, make sure you give them good water, and in winter time, a little bit of the water, especially if it is in the house. This particular variety known as Haworthia rainwater variegated. As you see, there are so many different rainwater variety that they are gathered together, but they are all different shape and they are sometimes different color. So this one generally has a tendency of turning yellow. This is another Haworthia known as Haworthia atunata. Atunata is similar to the zebra, but they grow in a colony. They have a very beautiful dots on the skin. Generally, there are so many different variety of textures of the outside of the branches of this plant, which I'm going to show you. Some of them are like a line, some of them are technically dots, but the more bigger the dot is and more obvious the dot is, and more feasible to see and to touch, are generally more variety that they are in a rare side of this family. This is another rainwater variegated red, and they are very gorgeous body structures. As you see, they are growing ahead and they split open, and it just look like they are sort of growing a new branch on the top of the branch. This particular variety are known as a Suda Rigata Tortuosa. This particular variety, which I have introduced another one to you, they are generally has same behavioral as the previous one. They are gorgeous, but they grow a little bit taller than the other one that I showed you. This is a very solid green rainwater plant, compacta, that they are very strong. As you see, there is another one in the back. See, they are similar the way they grow, but sometimes they are lighter skinned, like a lighter green and with a red at the end, and sometimes they are technically very, very green and no red. So these are, even though the same plant, but they are different varieties. This particular variety on a very sensitive part of the family known as Haworthia semiviva. Semiviva is a very rare species, and they are very, very sensitive, especially in the heat. They can burn easily. So make sure not to put them in the direct sun, and always water them properly and keep them in the shady area. The other one is the variegated red compacta rainwater. They are generally, again, is a different than other variety. This one stays very compact and low. This particular variety is very rare species known as lemifolia. Haworthia libifolia variegated abombensis. Abombensis is the variety that is not very much available, and they are turning pink. They are very gorgeous plant, and I will put every and each of these plants name on the screen that you can get the name and be familiar with it. Now, I would like to introduce a few of the very rare Haworthias that they are really gorgeous. The first one is Pomila, Haworthia pomila, as you see, which I have said earlier. There is a white bumps on the skin. They are technically very, very strong. As you see, they have a white flower, and they are perfect for a single pottery display in the house. This particular variety, which is a very rare one, known as Haworthia truncata mahogany, that is cultivated in Murasaka, Japan, is a very rare, very gorgeous and tiny Haworthia. This particular variety is Libefolia zebra. Libefolia zebra, there are stripes on the outside body. If you remember, the first one that I showed you is a dot and very white, and the body of the plant is dark green. This particular variety is light green with a stripe on inside and outside, and you can feel the bumps on the plant. Is among the very rare species. Sometimes people commonly making a mistake with a regular zebra. This is among the very rare one. And this is another variety of the same, known as Libefolia compacta, which is gorgeous for display, which I have done. I have been putting this in a very nice ceramic pot. They are good for display inside the house. Now, I want to show you my most nicest variety of the Haworthia, known as Cibiformis variegated clusteroid. This plant is approximately has a very old age, and as you see, there are numerous number of the pieces of this plant has been growing next to each other, and they are transforming to a very beautiful white and green color, and they are among the very rare species. And if you run to some of them, please take care of it because it's very valuable. Now, at this time, I would like to introduce you a few displays that I have done to show you how you can place these plants into the ceramic pot and put them inside the house during the holiday. As you see, this is one of the variety in a very compact pottery. This is another one, Rainwalty. This is another Rainwalty that is in a bonsai pot. And this one is another Rainwalty compacta that is in the ceramic pot. At the end, I would like to present to you these two beautiful viscosa. One is in the lava rock that it can be displayed inside the house. Another one next to it is in the plastic container for outside. However, this concludes my video today. I hope you all enjoyed this informative video regarding the Haworthia. Haworthia is extremely very big, huge family, and some of them are having so many different varieties. So slowly throughout the year, I will provide more video with a different variety for you. At the end, I'd like to thank you all for watching my video. If you like this video, please hit the button and like my video, and leave me a comment if you have any question. Share my video with people, please, and introduce my video. Subscribe to my channel. I need your support to continue providing more educational and detailed videos. Thank you again, and have a nice afternoon.